Yeah, so I'm like, I know the moment you put 6 is when you start seeing the stock icon X6. So I'm like, that was stuff, not that. So here we go. Flex versus Axel.
We got a Toph this time, which is also the first time we're seeing that as well.
Amethyst, but their at is like Axel or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, we got that loud pack.
You got it. Gotta see that, and honestly, a character that I love watching. Yeah, both of these players seem to be their mains from what I can gather, and not bad picks on either side. We haven't seen too much Toph, but certainly a character that overall we've seen a little bit in the tournament we've seen so far, just not in this tournament. And wow, yeah, you're gonna get caught up in that upper boundary. I mean, you're gonna pay for it.
Oh my gosh, nice catch. And even taking a look at the chat here, it's like people are saying that I guess Flex used to be, or not used to, but is one of the better Slap City players. Okay. And they're just coming out here and they're here to play. I mean, Toph, you were mentioning before, not a character we've seen a whole lot of. And a lot of people generally kind of thinking, oh, this character like maybe like mid-tier just because a lot of her attacks come out kind of slow. But she does have the range. She does pack a punch. And she does have the ability to like camp out up there, right? Like you can really just build that platform and chill and drop boulders from above.
Yeah, definitely a character I think might grow more over time. Still needs a little more, time in the oven before people kind of figure her out. But certainly has the options, of course. Yeah, has those camping and honestly, it is cool because I don't know a lot of these players, at least from other games. So it's really cool to see like, all right, this player's from this game, this player's from that game. Awesome to learn that and see these players for the first time.
There we go, dropping those boulders from the top of the screen. It's gonna be a pretty good strategy, man. A lot of shades of Crag from Rivals of Aether, right? Where you kind of you build your boulder, you hit people with it, you build your own platforms to stand on, and it's working out pretty good here. I mean, this is a little bit of a slower paced match here, and I think that's a credit to Toph being able to kind of chill in awkward areas for a while.
Right. It's like a perfect counter because Lucy is relying a lot on like those teleports, relying on the coffin, which are all like really close quarters and rely on your opponent being grounded a lot. But Toph can be airborne a lot of the time and can really create space. So that nullifies a lot of Lucy Loud's best options that you'd see normally.
Oh, and here we go. Guess the tech was looking for a missed tech, or maybe a tech in place there, but goes out. Oh my god.
Oh, almost got pineappled there too. That would have been awful.
Nice.
Yeah, but now you're gonna see these big hits coming out from Amethyst. Now Amethyst has Lucy Loud at high percent. Now they want to play this close-up game on the ground, and oh my god, the Stonehenge coming down over the platform for the kill. Nice finish there.
Man, and that's interesting, right? Because I feel like for a lot of the sets we've seen, matchup hasn't played a whole lot of a factor in terms of like who comes out on top. I think the only set that we really kind of saw that hurt a lot was when we got Kirby Kid on the Ren and Stimpy earlier, because you could just kind of see how being a big body just led to 0 to deaths all the time. But in this scenario, Lucy Loud, quick, explosive, range, not really a thing though, right? On the other side of that though, Toph got some range, quite a bit of it actually. So we're kind of seeing this gameplay revolve around like, can Toph box Lucy Loud out? And if Lucy can get in, well, it's going to be explosive. You might die at 40, but first you have to get in there first.
Yep, and that's the thing, is that Lucy Loud normally overcomes that lack of range with that acceleration, with that explosive nature. But when you have Toph who can just run away, play, create play that range game, all of a sudden you're unable to make up for that lack of range yourself. And Lucy Loud doesn't have any like strong projectiles to kind of play that range game too. So yeah, it's a hard game plan to fight against, and I think that's a really perfect pick for Amethyst, who might have even anticipated who Flex was going to go in that in that regard, but nonetheless, for a popular character, Toph is a really good option to have that against Lucy Loud.
And especially I'm thinking now like Toph, I feel like the way that you work around it in a game like this, you have quite a bit of freedom of expression with movement, right? So like, all right, this character's boxing me out. Toph is one of the characters in the game that like I'd argue has some of the most end lag on her attacks. Yeah. For a lot of characters, you don't even feel it. And Toph is one of the characters where you can actually feel the end lag, especially on those strongs. So I'm like, all right, well, if you just finesse hard enough with your movement, you should be able to whiff punish pretty effectively, but you got to get moving first.
Right. And it's hard too, because Toph can position herself like no other character really can. so it's hard to follow up sometimes. You might have an opportunity to punish that end lag, but she's standing on a platform somewhere that she created on her own, you know? So it's not like a normal place you might expect to be able to punish that. So something you have to take into account there. Overall, a really cool character, very interesting. I think should have some more room in the meta as time goes on, but one that, you know, does require a little bit of that patience and flexibility mentally, and not just someone you can just spam moves and mash with purpose or mash otherwise, like you can with other characters.
And I see there's a message from someone in chat here asking what end lag is. And so what I'm saying is end lag, like the end of a movie, like END. And all that refers to is just like when someone does an animation, there are active frames, which is what we call when the hitbox is out. When you hit someone, they're getting hit by the active frames of the move. But every animation has follow through. So if I do a sword swing, the sword swing ends, and then maybe I like pull my sword down or put it back in its sheath. And that animation of me like withdrawing my attack or finishing through the attack, that's end lag. In this game, a lot of people just kind of like jump, do a move, jump, do a move, jump, do a move. Toph's one of those characters where like you'll do a move and you'll kind of have to wait for it to end first before you can do something else. That's all that means.
Yeah, you can think of it as like recovery frames too. You have your startup, you have your active, you have your recovery where you're no longer active but still in the animation. And then, you know, in this game, almost every move has like no startup. It just comes out instantly, which is what makes it such a highly offensive game.
Here we go. I mean, even despite that, Amethyst has been doing a very great job with this character, and so far I want to see if Flex is able to kind of make you know, the adjustments here.
Oof. Those up air and down air strings though from Lucy Loud, once you get caught in them, even Toph like can get out with those platforms there, but it doesn't put you in a safe situation because you're still up in that upper blast zone. You got to be careful. Wasn't careful enough on that stock.
And here we go. Tries to pour it in there. Wow, what a read.
Knife there, that was hype.
Just like that, put him down. Four Strong comes out, tries to drop the wall on him. And that wall spikes as well if you get caught on the inside.
Yeah. Might be a bit slow, but the huge coverage it has means you still got to take some time to get around it, which kind of balances out a little bit.
Yo. Pushing to the side, chasing him. You're going to chill on that platform and drop them bombs. Them boulders.
Nice. Still doesn't kill, though, surprisingly. I thought that might have done it, yeah. Okay. Gets the throw. Forces this platform situation. Can't take advantage. Now finds himself off stage. Oh, almost gets the full spike, but sends him drive right to the stage instead. And then the follow-up there. That's going to be another kill, and finally the lead here for Amethyst.
Okay.
And it's gone.
Off the top there. Yeah, just like that. And now I'm sitting here, I'm like getting mixed up by who's who. I'm like, is Amethyst the Toph or the Lucy? They pulled the reversal on me with the overlay.
and I actually didn't even just I think I just didn't realize it earlier, but it looks like Toph can pick up the boulder after it's been used too and like reuse it again. That's really interesting and definitely a huge utility move that will be worked in more often.
There we go. Gets hit right there. Goes for the down strong. Goes for it again.
Oh,
still dropping
pressure. How do you get out?
Oh,
how do you get out? Oh, you can't.
126 on Lucy Loud.
Finally does.
Man, the platform's so good.
Yeah. At the same time, it's so scary. That up air might have killed if it connected.
Oh, gotta find a way down here. Ooh, up strong. That felt instant.
Yeah.
You know, like I was, gosh.
Talk about no startup frames. There's an example right there. And Smash, that would have been like 30 frame move.
There you go. That's 2 dubs in a row for Amethyst.
And I love there now where in the previous game you saw a much slower pace come out for Amethyst, and then that game really turned it up. It was playing a lot more aggressively and like close quarters and on the ground, completely changing the game plan despite already being up a game in the series, which you might think might not be necessary and might not be common, but a good way to keep your opponent on their toes. But also I think it was, you know, they kind of figured out their opponent's game plan, figured out what Flex was all about, and was more comfortable in playing that close quarters game this round.
And just like that, going ahead, securing 2-0 with like a character that this is the first time we're seeing Toph today, you know?
Yep.
And it's like, it's interesting because I honestly didn't expect to see this character at all. Just based off of the fact that like we were this far in the bracket, I was like, all right, well, you know, we're probably gonna be seeing nothing but Lucy's, nothing but Leos, you know, maybe a cat dog here and there, and some Angs. I didn't expect to see a Toph. So now that we got a Toph right there, I'm like, well, there we go.
Yeah, the character diversity in this game is great. Even with seeing characters that are very obviously better than others, we're still seeing a lot of characters getting, or a decent amount, right? It's not just like Leo and Aang over and over again, or Cat Dogs every time. Like, we're seeing the Lucy Louds coming out too, which is great. And it's kind of, I guess, centralizing around a few of those, like that group of characters we've seen, but it's still a pretty solid, diverse crowd. And I'm waiting for the Patrick main to show up. I think we might be too far into the bracket, unfortunately, to see any more Patricks, but I'm very curious to see overall what the full character spread is, so like the top 32 or top 64, and see how many we've seen of each, because we're still learning like each character's place in the meta, and the players are as well.
I know we saw Michelangelo a little bit earlier on the stream before our block, but I haven't seen any Korras, you know, like fan favorite character for sure, but hasn't really been making the splash so far in the competitive scene yet. But, you know, maybe it's just a matter of like giving some time, the meta will develop. Powdered Toast, man, we haven't seen any Powdered Toast man today. You know, I want to see some Wave Toast, some multi-grains, but we ain't seen any of those yet either. So, you know, we'll see how it shapes up to be. Now, granted, I'm pretty sure we only saw 2 games there, right? Like, there should be a game 3 for that, because we are in top 16. So like, this should be first to 3. But I wonder
we
if
should be seeing some more.
There should be one more game of that, unless they just called it there. You know, same. You know, I was happy seeing the Toph do some action, because it was the first time we've seen it today. But
yeah, I mean, honestly, these games go by so quick that it's hard to remember how many we've seen.
Yeah, I know.
It's all blends together. But I think you're right, because we had, you know, the first game a lot slower, a lot more of that range play, and then the second one was a lot quicker. So I as far as I know, there was only those 2.
All right, I got the word in here that they're saying I guess they must have rematched too fast, so we didn't get to hop in the spectator lobby. So, so someone's just gonna win, and y'all gonna be like that.
So we're just gonna find out what happens. All right. Here we go. All right. So yes. Okay. So it looks like they played that. Yeah. So they rematched for game 3, and it looks like Flex got the win off stream. So, so that a critical moment in the set happened.
Just gone.
And it's, and now it's 2-2. I don't even know what the score is. Someone has to be a winner though, and so far it looks like our Lucy Loud player here, Flex, coming out on top at least with the stock lead in this game. And now we're gonna see that range play coming in again from Amethyst, who's shook a little bit here from this pressure. The stage presence here from Flex too is crazy.
Okay. Oh, wow, man, just to get the stage right there. I thought it might have been the spike. But yeah, this is apparently game 5. So here we go.
It's 2 games?
It's 2 games and us just like chopping it up. That's crazy.
Wow, this game is honestly insane. Yeah, I mean, you might be able to start running, you know, back-to-back tournaments for this, right? Just run 2 singles brackets in a single day with how crazy it goes.
Round robin pools making a comeback, like
Swiss pools, man.
Yeah,
double Swiss pools in the triple elimination bracket. You can do it.
Gosh, Amethyst has 1 stock left. Like what happened? When did that happen? Okay, Amethyst trying to talk to him, but Flex apparently cooking him up this match. Let's see. Can the comeback happen? That'd be crazy if it did. Anything's
at this point, I don't even know where the comeback's coming from. So I'm just waiting to see who comes out with that victory screen. Oh my god, that would have been the worst way to die there. Stonehenge comes out. Oh! And just an easy, simple, and clean string to kill him off the top.
These games are so quick.
I guess
I can't stop saying it. Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. Welcome to top 8. You know?
Wow, okay.
You've been inducted. There we go. We have our first top 8 winner there. It's going to be Flex moving on winner's side top 8.